Today, oh, by the way, sorry if I'm being a little bit quiet. Noelle's in the room taking a nap, and my kid is a really light sleeper just like me, so that's why I'm trying to be kind of quiet. But today I'm going to be talking about maybe like a sensitive topic. I don't know if I want to say sensitive, but stuff that I feel like a lot of people might really not talk about or like have a lot of knowledge on, because I was one of those people. I have like no idea. Obviously you probably know what I'm talking about by the title of my video, but I was just one of those people from the beginning of my pregnancy. I knew what like postpartum depression was, but I never thought like, oh, that might happen to me, or what if that happens to me? Like, that was just never a thought in my head. And literally, I just thank God for that, because if you know me, I'm the type of person that worries about everything, and it really sucks. I don't know why I'm like that. I wish I wasn't. I'm trying to work on it. Thank God that I have the boyfriend that I do, because Guillermo literally he keeps me calm, and he just is the one that always tells me like to just relax and stop worrying about stuff that I have no control over. So yeah, pretty much, what was I saying? Oh yeah, thank God that I wasn't worried about this my whole pregnancy, because it just made me able to enjoy it, I guess I want to say. Yeah, like I was just enjoying my pregnancy. I love being pregnant. I wasn't like stressed out the whole time, like, oh my gosh, like after I have a baby, like what if I go into postpartum depression? None of that. So my whole pregnancy I was just excited, and I'm really happy about that. But I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you guys about my experience. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's different for every woman if they have gone through it, but where do I even want to start? It's like it's literally the weirdest thing to explain, because you just had a baby, whether it be your first or not, but obviously Noelle is my first. And you know, when you have a baby, like I can't even explain to you the like just love and like the happiness that you feel. Like, I know everybody says that, but it's the truth. Like, it's like a feeling and a love that you won't be able to feel until you have a child of your own. And at the same time, it's like scary, it's nerve-wracking, and it's brand new, especially for first-time moms. It's brand new. Like, you've never done this before. And I don't care what anybody tells you. You can read all the books, you can watch all the videos. Until that baby is in your arms and with you, girl, it's a whole new freaking experience. Like, it's just I don't care. Like, nothing can prepare you for when you're actually a parent and when your baby's actually here. So that's what I mean by it's just a lot. Like, you're so happy, you're just overjoyed, your baby's here, but at the same time, it's so much responsibility, and you know this, but it's scary. So like, I want to say literally the main thing for me that was so hard is obviously the lack of sleep. And that's just what happens. Like, you have a newborn, like they need you literally to survive. Like, their whole life depends on you. So every 3 hours, you know, you're feeding. When we first got home from the hospital, I would put Noelle to sleep. First of all, I couldn't even sleep because I was just nervous. Like, I was like, is he okay? What is he doing? He made a noise. You know what I'm saying? Like, every, like, so often. But he was right next to me in the bed, and he would eat every 3 hours. So after he would eat, he would usually fall right back asleep. I would put him in his bassinet and then lay down and you know, try to go back to sleep. But then again, every 3 hours he has to get up and he has to eat. And I wouldn't even like let myself get that comfortable, because I didn't want to get into that deep of a sleep. Even though I set an alarm for every 3 hours, I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna lay here, just gonna have one little blanket. I didn't even sleep the other way, and I usually always toss and turn every night. Like I just have to switch sides constantly because I get uncomfortable. But I kid you not, the whole entire night I was sleeping facing the bassinet so that I could see him. But yeah, it's just really hard when you're so tired, like, and you can't even like keep your eyes open, and you're like literally just fighting to like be like this when your baby's like this on your boob, or like you're giving him the bottle. So that was literally the hardest thing, was just being so tired, and you just feel like, am I ever gonna have energy again? Like, am I ever gonna feel like myself again? Like the days can just feel endless, like they just last forever. And another thing that goes along with lack of sleep, like it kind of just all ties together, was that I would be so tired because I'll be home by myself, because Guillermo, obviously he only got a couple days to stay at home with me, which really sucked, and then he had to go back to work. So pretty much I would just be by myself all day, and when I would feed Noel, as soon as he would go back to sleep, I would sleep. So I didn't even have like time to like feed myself or do anything. And that's what really sucks, because in order to take care of another human being, like you should be taking care of yourself too. Like you have to make yourself feel good in order to make others feel good. And mind you, a brand new baby, so you have to make sure like you're good, but at the same time, like you're so freaking tired. All you want to do is sleep. And some people tell you like when the baby's sleeping, sleep, which is exactly what I did. But at the same time, like if you're trying to breastfeed, you have to pump, and you also need to feed yourself. Like you have to have breakfast or lunch or dinner, because if you want to have a good milk supply in order to feed your baby, you have to be taking care of yourself and doing those things. Like you have to eat. And I didn't do any of that because I was so tired. So every time Noel went to sleep, I would sleep. I literally didn't eat all day. I didn't pump, which is why I didn't even breastfeed him for that long, which also made me really upset and depressed. But I was just so tired. I'm like, listen, I need my energy and I need my sleep to be able to take care of this baby, because if I fall asleep with him in my arms, or anything like that, like God forbid, like it's gonna be horrible. So I need my sleep. Like I know I need to eat, and I know I need to do these other things, but at the end of the day, if I'm so tired that I can't even keep my eyes open, like it's just gonna feel like hell. So yeah, pretty much lack of sleep. I wasn't really eating, and Guillermo, I didn't get to see him that often, which really, really sucked, and I really missed him. I don't know why I feel like emotional like talking about this, and that's another thing why I felt so bad, guys. That's what I mean, like it all ties together, because you feel guilty. Like you have this beautiful newborn baby, like your freaking child, and don't get me wrong, I was so happy, I was so in love with him, but then again, like you just can't help feeling like you're not yourself, you know what I mean? Like your hormones are going everywhere during pregnancy, and then it's the same thing after pregnancy, which sometimes people don't tell you that during postpartum you can get these things called the baby blues and postpartum depression, which is obviously what I'm talking about, but like not everybody knows about that. And it just makes you feel bad. Like, why am I feeling so like down? Like, why am I feeling this heaviness when I have the most amazing thing in the world right now? So that kind of makes you feel upset too. And like I was saying, since I was sleeping all day, whenever Guillermo would get home, that's when the baby would usually be awake, because Noel, he slept all day. So whenever I would feed him, he would go right back to bed, and then he would eat and go right back to bed. So that means at night, he was up all night. So Guillermo got home in the evenings, and since I was so exhausted, obviously, he's amazing and he's gonna help me. So he would take the baby and like be in the living room or do whatever and be like, okay, baby, you sleep, you get some rest, whatever. So I would sleep till like 9, 10 o'clock. So I pretty much wasn't seeing him like at all. Like he was at work all day, don't get to see him. He gets home from work and he wants to help me with the baby so I can rest. I don't get to see him. So I just really started missing him, and it's really, really hard, And Guillermo would always be like, oh babe, did you eat today? Did you do this? Did you do that? I'd be like, no. And he would be like, babe, you need to eat. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm freaking tired. Like I need to sleep too. So yeah, it was just a lot. And then on top of that, like Obviously, if you're bottle feeding, you have to clean the bottles, you got to change diapers. It's just a lot. Like, being a mom is not freaking easy. It's not easy, you guys. Like, it's a lot. Like, literally, I give every single mother in the world props, including myself, because, like, we're freaking awesome. Like, I did it. Like, it's so much easier now that he's not a newborn. Don't get me wrong, it's still hard sometimes, but I'm telling you, just like those beginning stages, which this is what I mean by, like, it's different for everybody, because some people love the newborn stage, some people hate it. For me, it was horrible. I was so tired. Noelle was also had reflux, which something that I didn't know because I was a first-time mom, is that babies that have reflux oftentimes do not sleep very good. And the reason why is because basically what it is that since he's still a newborn, his what do you want to call it, like not his digestive system, I don't even know. Anyways, he threw up a lot, but when he would throw up, it would like burn. Like, you know when you get heartburn and like it'll like come up in your throat and it like feels really uncomfortable and it burns? Pretty much that's what they feel, and that can keep them from sleeping at night. So we were not sleeping very well, and it was really hard, and he would cry for like hours sometimes, and we like couldn't get him to relax. So yeah, it was really hard the first couple of months. And literally there were times where I would like break down. Like, Guillermo would leave to go to work, and I would be like feeding Noelle or just holding him, and I would just start bawling because I didn't want him to leave. Like, he helped me so much, like especially during the night, and which not even us, like I'm sure it's hard for the dads too, because they do everything that they can to help us. You know, obviously the baby's going to be attached to the mom for the first couple weeks, couple months, however long. So they, you know, they're going to try to do everything that they can, and he really did. And that would, obviously he was tired too, so that would affect him at work, and he was like so sleepy. But yeah, it was really hard the first couple of months, but then it got to a point where he started getting better, and he started sleeping through the night, and me and Guillermo got to spend more time together, and it just gets better. That's pretty much my point, guys, is that it was really hard, and which is why I'm sharing my experience, because if you are going through this, if you are having the baby blues or postpartum depression or anything like that, I just want you to know that it is normal. It's normal, and you're okay, and it's gonna get better. Like, you're not alone. Like, anytime you're up at 3, 4 in the morning with a screaming, crying baby, and you're like, holy crap, is this ever gonna end? Am I ever gonna sleep again? Like, am I ever gonna feel like myself? Is my life ever gonna be normal again? Just know that you're not alone. I'm pretty sure, just think that there's all over the world another mom who's up with you at 4 o'clock in the morning, probably going through the same thing or going through something else. You know what I mean? But just know that you're not alone, and that it is normal, and that it gets better. I promise you on everything. I was like, oh my God, I'm never having any more kids. This is freaking horrible. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through this, but I did. And I would do it all over again, literally a million times. I love my son more than anything in the world, just like I'm sure all of you women love your babies more than anything in the world. Even if your child isn't here yet and you're pregnant, if you're watching this, do not let this scare you. I promise you, I'm making this to help you, because if you do go through it, I hope that it is easier for you after watching this video to know that I went through it and other women go through it too, and that it's completely normal, and that it will get better. I know it probably feels like it won't right now, and like it's gonna be like this forever, but you'll be okay. With the having like another baby thing, how I was like, oh my God, like I never want to have another baby. I watch this family on YouTube, and they are the Edwards family. And I think we were pregnant at the same time, but she had her baby before I did. So yeah, we were pregnant at the same time, and I would always watch their videos. And she went through baby blues or postpartum depression herself. And I remember watching her videos, and she was like sobbing and crying and just having like a really hard time. And like now thinking back on that, which she's pregnant again, and she like made a whole video on it, on her experience and her reasonings for wanting another baby and not. And I was like, wow, that is literally me. Like, me and Guillermo talk about it, like, we're not gonna have another baby anytime soon. If we did, it would probably be like when Noelle's like 4 or 5, because I do want another baby. But for the longest time, I was scared to have another one, and I don't want to have another one because of the experience that I had with postpartum depression. I was just scared. I was like, I don't want to go through that again. It was really hard and really scary, and the long nights and the long days, I just don't know if I can do it again. But at the same time, like, I love Noelle. Like, there's no words for how much I love him. Like, he's my complete world. He's my everything. He's my son. He's my baby. So at the same time, I'm like, I would do it again for him. So I don't want that to scare me. And that's pretty much what she was saying. Kyra, her name is Kyra. And that's pretty much the same thing she was saying. And I watched her video and I was like, oh my God, like, yes. Like, everything that she's saying, like, yes. I don't want postpartum depression or like baby blues keep me from having another baby, because I do want Noelle to have a sibling, and I have siblings, and if I didn't, I probably wouldn't know the difference. But I was just like, I feel like being an only child would suck. Like, it would be so boring. Like, I love my sisters. I love having sisters, and like, God forbid anything were to ever happen to like my mom or like just anything. Like, I know that I always have my sisters. Like, they're literally friends that you're always gonna have no matter what. So I really want Noelle to have a sibling, and I also just really want to have another baby. Like, I want more than one kid. I want to have a family. Like, I want to be surrounded by our kids when we're old and our grandkids, and just have like a bunch of them running around and playing and being crazy and getting on our nerves, because at the end of the day, it would be so boring to like just have one kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear arguing in the room, like, Mom, Noelle took my freaking Barbie and now he's trying to pull off her head and this and that. No, I didn't. And you know, I want to hear that. Like, it's probably gonna drive me crazy, but those are gonna be my kids, you know. I'm gonna freaking love them. And yeah, basically the whole point of this story, like I keep saying, is to help you guys and just maybe give you something to relate to. Like I said, if you're going through this, and just know that I went through it too, and I had no idea that I even could or would or was going to or anything like that, and that it will get better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my postpartum like slash baby blues slash postpartum depression experience and story time. At the end of the day, I just want you to take the message that it will be okay and it will get better. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.